Hey folks, this is Vagrant. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. In the last video, Interrogate has rejoined us once more and we tracked down the Cryptozoologists. Now, we got through a lot of the conversation with them, but we're going to chat to them a little bit more before we move on and do something else with our lives, basically. I'm not sure what it is quite yet, but we'll think of something. So, let's chat to Morel, I believe his name is, like the mushroom, right? Yeah.
Hello. What can I do for you, officer?
Hello. Tell me more about these traps, Morel.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
I do like his voice. Lena designed the traps?
Yes.
He says with some pride. How do the traps work, Morel?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel, and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out.
Right, the idea is that it eats so many locusts it gets fat and can't fit out the exit. It seems optimistic.
At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
Why are you using as bait? They're using locusts. Harry, locusts.
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course.
Of course.
But we've hypothesised that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
A carnivorous stick insect? Seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
I'm sorry. What will you do if the traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
Doesn't account for the fact they don't exist, however.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
That said, I say they don't exist. This is not Earth, right? The Disco Elysium, it takes place in something that's Earth adjacent. It's very similar in a lot of ways. A lot of the accents, a lot of the places are similar, but they're not Earth. You know, materials are different. There's wood types that are different. And yet we've got escutcheons. Different faiths, different philosophies, different environments. There's no reason they wouldn't have different insects as well.
Yes. What?
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we've finished with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks south where Lena would be.
Come on, Morel. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Won't let Lena down? Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the phasmid somehow.
I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Yeah, she didn't tell me that, did she?
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine. Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Does she want you to do this? Sometimes obsession, even if that obsession is what brought you together. Right, Jurassic Park 1, okay? Alan Grant, paleontologist, loves his dinosaurs. Ellie Sattler, paleobotanist, loves dead plants, okay? And they are dating in Jurassic Park 1. I don't think it's ever super duper obviously done in the film, but they are together in Jurassic Park 1. However, they're not together by Jurassic Park 3, as we see, because Ellie Sattler is dating Mark? What's his name? Oh no, I've forgotten. I make so many jokes about it and I've forgotten, and I'm deeply sad now. I can't remember his name. Oh, that's going to haunt me forever. Oh my god. If I saw it, I'd instantly recognize. Anyways, she's dating what's-his-face. And there's the only reason we know they broke up, the only source of the only source of the reason they broke up is a Topps trading card for Jurassic Park 3. And it says on the back of the trading card that after the events of Jurassic Park 1, and bear in mind these are both paleo people, so they were brought together by paleontology or paleobotany, etc. At the end of Jurassic Park 1, Grant, fueled by the events of Jurassic Park 1, became obsessed even more with dinosaurs and research and talks and all this kind of jazz, whereas Ellie wanted to start a family. So even though paleo brought them together, it actually broke them apart in the end. Obviously, Dominion undid all that. Mark. It's Mark something. Mark. It begins with a B or a D. Oh, I think it's D. Anyways, the point is, paleo brought them together, but then the obsession went too far and it broke them apart. Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, and come back and check the traps later.
No, no, no. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
Degler is his name. I remembered. I was about to get my phone and Google it, but Mark Degler. That's the word we're looking for.
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Chaos is my method. I love all these. Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar, which is true. Chaos is my method. I am its scion. I'm all in with this cryptid shit. I'm hooked. Let's just go with that one.
Yes, indeed. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and, above all, persistence.
Where are these traps? They're right here, Harry. They're right here.
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church.
Old radio tower? We missed that.
The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them, you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
I prefer safe and stupid as a term over the better safe than sorry.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
Aren't you having fun, kids at Rocky?
Even relative to examining a week-old corpse, I'm not sure mucking about in the reeds qualifies as fun. But have it your way, detective.
What do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encounter the phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
Did you hear that? Pheromones. You were right about the teenagers.
So it really was the phasmid that made the teenagers make out.
Oh, I doubt there is any connection there. Anyway, these pheromones will attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Should last you about a week.
Lay it on me.
Wise choice.
I didn't want to lay it on thick in case it's going to scare away that girl that I'm fancy. He dazzles you with the odd smelling spray and then gives you a satisfied nod.
This is the smell of dying reeds, of longing crumbling into the water.
Oh, he shivers. Calm down.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray back in his pocket.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
How did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
Maybe that's why I like cryptozoology. You're living your childhood dream out here.
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
I didn't say it was child's play, I said it was your childhood dream. Your childhood dream could be to be a army man who murders 5,000 children in a different country because they are a different colour than you. That doesn't make it child's play, it just might be your childhood dream. Your childhood should also include many therapists, but that's neither here nor there. Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
Profession like any other.
Indeed. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
Your nerve endings tell you there is no such thing as a positive surprise.
Let's skip over that. Slightly depressing turn of phrase. Anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid. Although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
What kinds of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
I'm really curious as to how this has come. Is there someone on the dev team who just loves cryptozoology and thought, yeah, let's shove all that into the game?
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
You think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough?
Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot, and both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places.
Yeah, because, scientists in proper fields make so much money. Never discovered a cryptid.
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
How many have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemney, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
That's not promising, is it?
2 are categorised as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
2?
Yes. The Chateauquan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere.
And just like in reality now, these are the cryptids that turn out to be real. It's not going to be the Chupacabra or the Yeti or the Ropen or Makolo Mbembe. It's going to be something like this.
We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves. More so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
The ancient Indian phasmid will be... I've decided my character loves cryptozoology and he's full on in. It'll be the third.
Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
The hair on your arms stand up. Electricity. Sounds like reeds hissing. He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
Yes?
Specific cryptids? Oh god, yeah, give me more.
All right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it, since you've offered to help.
You said before you almost caught one. What was it?
A Willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialist would find rather dull.
Willow person sounds very exciting, actually.
Willow people? Not at all.
Exactly. What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees.
Are they ents? It sounds like they're ents. He says it in a self-explanatory, everyday manner.
They're very, very thin. Almost flat, in fact. and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
So not ents, then. How I may have seen these willow people without knowing it.
You probably have.
How did you almost catch a willow person?
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself.
Camouflage! It's very Aussie.
After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow, dashing through the grove.
On a what? Open sleigh.
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
Faster!
A lavender shadow.
He smirks.
I know you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined.
There's a saying for this kind of rhetoric, in that he's talking about utter nonsense, okay? And it's not an unreasonable position to think he's talking utter nonsense, but he has presented it as very reasonable. Easier to mock someone than to admit the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. That is quite a fair point that could be applied to a lot of arguments. And it sounds reasonable, but he's talking nonsense. It's quite hard to put those two disparate ideas together.
Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
A squirrel? Really? There's a big difference between like a humanoid and a squirrel.
He makes it a real point here to sound falsifiable.
Alina's citing the phasmid, is that?
Confirmed. It's 100% verified and meets all the standards of an authentic cryptid sighting.
But it's still a sighting from a person. It doesn't mean... Eyewitness reports don't mean a goddamn thing. There are countless eyewitness reports of aliens. Countless. There's all that one in... There's a school in Africa where, like, 30 kids all talked about the alien they saw, the UFO they saw. Loads of people, especially in, like, the Bible Belt in America, loads of people see aliens in the Bible Belt in America. And yet... nobody has good footage. Nobody. In a world crawling with cameras and mobile phones, nobody has footage. Nonsense. Not that I do believe in aliens, by the way. I think aliens are like an inevitability. I just don't think they visit us. Tell me about a cool cryptid, any cryptid.
No offence, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories.
What is a pedagogue? That's our word for today. A teacher. Apparently a teacher. Especially a strict or pedantic one.
Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
He brushes an errant strand of hair from his eye.
By all means.
Bye-bye. Okay, so yesterday's word, we've got to keep these in mind. I'm trying to expand my vocabulary. My vocabulary is already pretty great, but I want to expand it. I want these obscure nonsense words. I want to write a book. We're not where people have to all the time go Google the word, because that's just being pretentious. But every now and again, we can slip that in there. Pedagogue. Escutcheon was yesterday's. Every day, we're going to have a word of the day, probably taken from Disco Elysium, because it's really good for that kind of thing, and we'll reinforce what yesterday's word of the day was. Yesterday's was escutcheon, which is the circle of metal around a keyhole. Today's is pedagogue, a strict or pedantic teacher. Let's talk to this
Hello,
fascist.
I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer.
Thank you, Gary.
Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Wow, that didn't take you long, did it? Like instant racism.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook.
He's just writing racist in huge capital letters and underlining it 500 times.
Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about. After a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
It's always time for a little probing. Not a lover of the great outdoors.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates, this man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
I'm never of those things, I can assure you. I buy the books, clean as a whistle, officer of the law. I'm not even tempted to touch intoxicants.
I've been tempted on occasion. But someone has to stay strong for Revocol.
His gaze shifts to the pile of soggy logs at his feet.
He pronounces Revocol with a hard K, unlike other people. Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
It could be his mug. It could be.
My mug? Why would you think that?
He said yellow man.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone.
Alright, I believe you. You look like the kind of man who knows it's a crime to lie to an officer.
Okay. I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry.
20 hours later, we found the mug racist.
You're not going to find me, are you?
I am going to find him. Only for 20 real.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again. You have my word. I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, I've been having trouble at work lately. The Koikos are price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
Okay, I mean, you know what? It did tie in, finally. How did you get into that trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob.
Basically, every opportunity he gets to insult another race, he's going to take it.
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling and rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Wait, he actually did?
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags, because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
Is he wearing the armor? What's that sound?
What sound?
That clinking. Don't mess with me. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I haven't the slightest. There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Every day, the wind shifts the reeds and whatever was left in them. Tambourines and condom wrappers, plastic and glass bottles. The smell of decay.
A tambourine and a condom wrapper. That's a sign of a party.
The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
You wouldn't know anything about the victims of missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
Take off your clothes.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
I hope I can help your investigation, in my small way.
Okay, well, we'll go through the other stuff first, see if it makes any difference. +1, want to wear armour. +1, thinking about the armour. Oh, of course I am. We've got our thought going on at the moment. You said revical?
I like to pronounce it the hard way. The old way. The Vespertine way.
The racist way.
It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Do you know anything about the man hides behind the whirling rags?
I told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that.
Uncomfortable shifting around doesn't make him the killer, though. It's something else.
Are you a cryptozoologist too? I mean, he does say he's got another job.
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
You were surprised to see Lieutenant Kisaragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist would be a really good one?
Yes.
Well, this is that racist.
Our lucky racist.
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here.
The lieutenant
just
is a
stating a
native
fact.
of Revachol.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
Okay, let me have a little peek. If, analyze Gary's composure, so when you do that, well, that one's useless, but if I want to get rid of this, I know I can't ask art anymore because it's disappeared, but maybe I can just get rid of it anyway. Right, composure. If I keep saying it, something will pop up. Composure. I don't remember having... Nyahaha. Composure, that's my lot. Alright, let's give it a go.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
58%. Hit.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it, maybe? Don't think he's the type to have massive musculature. He's no Vagrant, you know, we're gonna say...
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
2 out of 32. I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was...
So where's my 20 real? Do I not get the fine? I thought that was a way to make money.
I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
Does it just go to the station? I mean, it doesn't make sense that it would go to the station, right? Oh. You see gleaming white ceramics shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth. This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
Give me the armor.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat.
Ah, cuirass. I've always been a cuirass guy. Cuirass. Cuirass does make more sense than cuirass.
But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly.
You know, we got the armor back, we're correcting the racist. We're doing good work here. Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
This is all he knows.
We done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
He looks around, relieved of some burden, his mouth still quivering. Who put the clothes in the trash? Oh, there we go. Pain threshold and volition. Don't mind if I do, looking very sexy. I'm a little sad now that we didn't get the booze. A little sad. What am I wearing on my neck? That's just drama. God, it looks weird, doesn't it? There we go. Another done task for the pile. Good, that's good stuff. Wait, is that all the armor then? Gloves. We've got the gloves. We've got the cuirass. I don't think there's anything else, is there? Man, we could have had the full set. I'm kind of sad about that. Right. Okay, so let's go check on these traps. Why am I less empathetic just because I'm wearing combat armor? That's nonsense. I think there was one round here. Is that what that's telling me? Oh. Oh, there was one up past the church, they said, at the old radio tower. Now, I never got there in the first place, so... Let's have a little pokeroony. I don't know how we go over there. Down this way? I don't think we came down here. Don't know if I can come down here.
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody?
I'm not gonna have... No one comes to mind.
You and the seagull are just alike.
Why am I like a seagull?
Think about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation. The seaside was paradise once. They were birds of that paradise. Then their paradise became shit city. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash cans, killing and eating pigeons. No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you.
Hold on, have I ever eaten a burger out of this rush? Fucking right, whatever it takes to survive. I am the seagull. I guess I am a bit like the seagull. I am the goddamn seagull. Let's rock it.
Own it. Steal hot dogs. Shit in the sand. Whatever it takes to keep going.
What a random ass thought. There's a book called, my dad always wanted me to read it, and I was probably too young to appreciate it at the time, called John Livingston Seagull, which is about a seagull. And I haven't read it in a very long time, so I really have nothing interesting to add about this, or add to the conversation in the slightest, but it's about a seagull called John Livingston, and he wants to fly, and he can't fly, or some nonsense, I don't know, whatever. I think it went over my head at the time. Right, this is where we want to be, down this way. Okay, there's a thing. What do you do, thing? I do nothing. 255? Loaded. What is this? A bunker. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The building before you housed the engine must have been a big one. The engine for what? Is that a trap? The train trails off into the ocean, to who knows where. This barrel has been recently discarded. It still smells of fuel oil. Did you hear that noise?
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
I really want to open this door. It's a red check. Why is it a red check? Oh, that's exciting. What is this thing?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Okay, that's obviously something we can't do for a very, very, very long time. My interfacing is already +2 as well. Which means, however, that I haven't really been putting any points into it. It should be a 4. Where is interfacing? Why are some of these yellow and some of these aren't, by the way? That confuses me. Are these ones that I put points into? I think so. Yes, that appears to be no, because I haven't put points... Oh, signature skill, though. Learn skill. Yeah, okay. Pick locks and pockets. It does sound helpful. I'll think about that. I mean, it's 20 though. I would have to really hammer the points into there, wouldn't I? Oh, hello. Rhetoric. Nice. Rhetoric. Rhetoric. There's rhetoric and there's rhetoric, and they are different things. There's the trap.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before.
Look around.
Same mesh, same wiring. The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze, weighed down by rain. They seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Let's check it out.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Near the boathouses, near the canal southeast of the village. Okay.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
I was hoping it would be the first one.
No, you weren't.
Shut up, Interrogate. He has no faith in me. What's this? Okay. Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock. Brand Tiamotiri. Whoa, 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 game, calm down. Someone's made a campfire here. What was that all about? That was very weird. A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. The ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. Oh, hello. -2 physical instrument. Scented scarf. Yeah. Tiny inlets there, off in the far distance where the posts trail toward. We've got a lot of gear lately. Am I ever going to want that? Probably not. That's like the kind of thing I would feel comfortable selling, because as far as I know, shivers. You take a mental note. Tiamat here. Seems important somehow. As far as I know, shivers. It's just about your character feeling things in the area, right? I don't believe it's ever used for checks. So, that's one of the ones we could sell, because I'm never going to need more shivers. Then again, what do I need cash for? I could buy the street light, but that's about it. I am tempted to buy some stuff, now that we're not spending 20 quid a night, you know. Anywho, let's head back to the village. We still haven't found a nice place on the coast for a day. Which really, if you think about it, should be my top priority. Is there anything more important than love, ladies and gentlemen? Unironically, the answer is probably no. Doesn't have to be romantic love, as we've said. There are many types of love, and all are valid. Could just be self-love. Don't make it dirty, it's not meant to be. I haven't found it, but let's go have a word. Maybe I have found somewhere. I'm just unaware of what I found. You love me yet?
Waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with you and those waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
God damn it, Kim. My suggestion is so low. I must have something going on that's nerfing it hard. I'm looking for someone else.
Oh? Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
But it's not saying I haven't found anywhere. Oh man, Kim. I mean... What? Yeah, my suggestion is -1. I need to, you know what? I need to sell some stuff just so I have less stuff to look through every single time. Can I rearrange? Oh, I can. Okay, that's right. Bear with me. Bear with me. We're going to put all our coats at the top. Or maybe I should organise it by stats. That would make more sense. like plus 2 purple stats altogether, for example. Right? This is going to take a minute, but it's going to be worth it long term. Probably. I can pretend. It's not going to be worth it. Inland Empire. Because then I know, like, if what I need is a purple stat, let's say I need suggestion, I come up here. So I'm trying to get all the esprit de corps together. I've got a lot of esprit de corps. But if I know I need suggestion, I can come up here, because I know that's the purple section, and just look for the purple stuff. That is definitely the logical way to organise your stuff, because there's a lot of crap here, quite frankly. Empathy. Okay, so let's go red next, because it's there, basically. Should have done this from the start. What we'll do is we'll do blue next, and we'll have that crossing over both of them. It's the only logical way to do that, since it's both. Okay, so top row purple, second row red. Mostly physical instrument, must be said. Not really. Mostly electrochemistry, actually, more than anything else. Endurance, half-light, electrochemistry, pain threshold, physical instrument, and shivers. Any more? More physical instruments, so I'm going to swap. That's that. Oh, and that one. Okay, red. Okay, and then I wanted that there. And we're looking for blue next. Because the minus doesn't really matter, right? Because I'm really only ever using it for single challenges. Oh, they're red. God damn it. Okay, that should fix that. Oh, they're not red. Oh, they are red. This is the only one. For some reason, they've got the negative at the top and the plus at the bottom. Every other piece of equipment in the entire goddamn game does it the other way around. Look, every single one, except the flare-cut trousers. Because they've got flare. Plus blue, plus blue, plus blue, plus blue, plus blue, plus blue, plus yellow. I ran very little plus yellow, plus yellow, plus yellow. Yeah, there we go. Look at that ordering. Big brain. So now I know I need suggestions, so I come up here. Suggestion. There we go. +1. Bingo bango. I'd also have to look for what's hitting me, but I could gain +2 perception, is what I'm saying. We'll be back. I'll get rid of Kim somehow later on. Get myself a hot date. Or a tepid date at the very least. Right, where's the other one? West of the Feld building. West. Oh, I'm nowhere near the Feld building. It's miles away, it's back here. Ugh. The boathouses. I don't remember the boathouses. Do I remember the boathouses? Do I remember anything? Could be these. Oh, there's a box there. Love a box. Can I even get that though? This is the Feld building. That must be the boathouses there. I don't think I've been down here, so... This way. Yeah, we haven't been down here. Sweet. Okay, cool. If nothing else, this is making me explore. No boat in the boathouse. But some slats of wood that I care about for some reason. Nice. I have realised the problem with my system, however. When I gain a new piece of gear, it's going to make... thankfully, it actually is in the right place, but it's I'd have to reorganise the whole thing, which is... it's a little obnoxious, it must be said. Let's check the trap.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place. Behind you, a ruined residential building looms over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. They rustle confidentially, in tune with the pitter-patter of the rain. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Sad.
Another empty trap.
How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant Kitsuragi?
Always up for a good job. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
Fair point, yeah. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. We've been down here. I'm a little worried, like, once we've done this bit though, where are we going to get money from after this? Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of the shaded bench, covered in rust.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
The lieutenant also nods. It is quite a scene. The two of you standing next to the broken wall of an abandoned building, nodding along.
Let's nod some more.
The lieutenant is nodding so hard it looks like his head is about to snap off.
Never
his
stop
neck.
nodding.
The lieutenant matches your nodding pace. He's a true professional at this. The nodding's reaching critical mass. You can't take this much longer, Captain.
Stay the course, goddammit.
A small bead of sweat runs down the side of the lieutenant's face as he maintains his nodding. It's too much. You can feel your vertebrae starting to crack, your muscles groaning.
I can't let him beat me.
As the lieutenant takes out her handkerchief and softly taps the sweat off his temple, a faint crack echoes through the coast.
I'm about to take physical damage.
Abort!
Yeah.
No. Shit, it's too late.
Busted the neck, did you? Glad I stopped when I did. My neck was really starting to hurt. Don't worry, little man. Now, we should get going.
Okay, well, now we have this new handy-dandy system. Visual calculus is a colour one of some description. It's a blue. We're looking for a blau. These are blau. There we go. Visual calculus, rhetoric, drama, conceptualization, drama. Okay, cool. Let's give that another go.
Scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall.
Why
reaching
this
from
many
one
bullet
corner to the
holes?
other. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Droplets of rain fall on the wooden planks, the surrounding sand dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains. The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Damn, look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who is who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Feld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
You mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been them up against the wall?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Damn. Well, minor brief pause for intensity there. What was I wearing on my face? Those. Because I do not care for perception. Sign says, Entree interdit, on la bateau, c'est la topo, la bla bla bla, a cototo. And over French sounds, yes? What's this? Oh, a peepo peepo. Is that a hat or what am I looking at here? Yo, it's a stylish ass hat. +1 logic, -1 suggestion. +2 logic, -1 perception. That's way better. Way better. And I look gangster. I've got -2 perception, and yet it doesn't matter. It's still 8, but my logic has gone up loads. Where's my logic? 7. 7 freaking logic. That's so many. I'm already bored of doing that. The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. I could probably get rid of that. Right, maybe I need like a sell pile. I'm going to sell that. I'm going to sell that. That's it so far. I'll think about that more later, but I think we're going to sell some stuff. Just because it's so hard to go through my inventory. Another cashola. I need to make sure I'm getting the money where I can, though. Because as I say, once we're done here, where am I going to get money from again? You know? An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. Alright, I think that is it for this area. I feel like I've been everywhere. And obviously we have to go back and check the trap again, but... Oh, eh. This section of coast hasn't been used in decades. But yeah, I feel we've explored the West pretty thoroughly. Met some crazy characters. We've still got stuff to do. We've got to find like a melody for the tunage. We've got to go on a date eventually. We'll try. We've got that red check up there, which we will attempt at some point when I've got more interfacing options. Right, so we want to go southeast of the town, just down here. Near the bridge over, right? Oh, blast from the power. It feels like I've not been here for ages. Ah, there it is. Come on, baby. Sweet number 3.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist. The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. Some tufts have been crushed. The broken stalks seem like a rebuke. The sound of the city hums in the east. The constant, distant song. Louder on this part of the coast. Nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Don't say a word, Kitsuragi.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
I must stress that I did not expect a cryptozoological monstrosity to be in this trap.
Of course. Noted.
He looks at you incredulously as you place the trap back in the reeds. Ahead, decades-old concrete defences. Children play on them now. I mean, I came down here, right? Like, I'm a little... Like, at some point I fast-travelled and I zip-zoop-zooped. But yeah, okay, we're fine. Can we get that? No. I can get around there. I go down... I've been down here. I think I've been everywhere. It's hard to know for sure, but I feel I've been pretty freaking thorough. I mean, this is episode, what, 24 of Disco Elysium now? If you check on how long to beat, 20 hours is like the average playtime for this game. So... I've been pretty thorough. But like I said, this is Final Cut as well. The game did not have voice acting. And I know if I was not doing it for YouTube, if I was just playing the game myself and I was reading everything, obviously things would go a lot quicker. It's a lot. You can read a lot faster than you can talk, right? My brain is faster than my mouth. Unfortunately. Often, unfortunately. Yeah, we've done good work over here. Alright, let's go check that final trap, and then we are Dunzel, Washington. As they say in the clubs, probably, maybe, I don't know, I've not been clubbing in ages. When did I last go clubbing? 5 years ago now.
This is the last of the traps. The one Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. The reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake in the lazily falling rain. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
I'm going to be very disappointed if there's nothing in this one.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
What is it?
No locust. No phasmid either, but still.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap up and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Do you get the feeling someone or something may have messed with the trap?
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
They still need to know.
Okay, but after that we get back to our own assignments. There is no justification for this detour at this point of our investigation. We have a lot of work to do back in town.
Look, Bucko, stop giving me this goddamn attitude. It ended up being important. Wait, is that today? I think that is today. We need to go call. Where's the map? I'll remember eventually. Okay, how does this fast travel work? Can anyone explain this to me? I'm so confused. Also, I really want to do the physical instrument in the barbell because my physical instrument's really high. We just couldn't do it in the past because of reasons. Because we had -2. Oh my god, I hate this thing. Alright, let's go on our jollies. It's a hell of a run. I don't know why the fast travel doesn't work. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. I have zero explanation, but hey, travelling doesn't actually... It takes time, as in it takes up my time, but my time is useless. In terms of in-game time, it will remain 12:13 until we get there, until we do something, until we talk to someone, specifically. Which I think is good. It takes off the pressure a little bit, you know what I mean? As we sit here on dawn of the 4th day. Dawn of the 4th day. Dom. God, I really want to play Majora's Mask again. I have decided on the next game I'm playing. Now, it might not be the next game you even see. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to play Returnal, because they've just announced a release date for that for the 15th of February. So that will be... I'm going to play that on the 15th. It might not happen until the 16th, but we'll be playing that pretty soon. Here we are. It's quite nice being back in a weird way, you know. Hey, the tree. Hello, tree.
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane.
Oh, of course.
Bronze-coloured ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze. Just like promised, you've stood here for what seems like eons, guzzling the sickly fumes of lorries and carriages.
Piss off, nature. I'm gonna pat the tree because then maybe it'll like me more.
Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk, number 8102. Underneath a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant. You tree-hugging pansy. The bronze ribbon twists around and within the branches in an intricately natural pattern. But there's something.
What do I see?
There's a twisted logic in this mess. You see the ends of the ribbon, the way it flows, how it twists and turns. It's all starting to make sense.
Okay, let's go have a little look. Interfacing is already +2. I don't know if it gets any higher than that. There's my yellows. You'll start here, right? Physical, no, there's savoir. Is that the only one I've got? I literally have one yellow. No, my order is broken already. Fantastic. How's my order broken already? What's going on? My purples are fine, my yellows are a disaster. That should be over there. That should be like down there somewhere. Oh no, you're red. Oh, that's why I'm confused. Right, whatever.
The
Just give it a
gnarled
go.
hawthorn tree en route with slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling, you manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches. It curls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to re-spool it, so that you could hear what's on the tape.
Repair the broken... Alright, how would I re-spool it?
Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this.
Thank you, Logic.
What's the tape for?
It's for Egghead. I promised to make his Van Eyck's jam hit a bit harder. Maybe the tape can help.
How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
I'll find out. Don't worry about it.
You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. We shouldn't waste our time.
We're having fun, Kisaragi. Don't worry about it.
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape.
I'm not punching the tree. Leave the tree alone. I just want to click this. Oh, I can't. The fact I can't click that is actually interesting. Oh, never mind. Fall within, not human. Only a dog and no more. Huh. Right, we're going to have one little chat with our boy over here.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
I don't really need any of this, do I?
Abort. These,
Oh.
Damn, officer.
they're perfect for...
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you.
Plus
You
one,
should
I don't
take
need
this through,
electrochemistry. I don't really need Inland Empire, and I definitely don't need perception.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving
Composure,
that
I wouldn't mind,
account. Gotta prepare for springtime.
You find the box.
Economical.
Do you have anything on you? What's this?
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
I mean, those would be pretty good. I would wear those. You don't have anything on you, do you?
Everything's still good.
Alright, sweet. This is pawn shop, right? Nip there while we're here. Actually, no, but we're going to sit. We're going to open the blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, we've got that. I'm going to do some organisation very quickly in terms of what do I not want. So, for example, why would I ever wear this? I don't need two jackets that give me a free decor, right? I don't really need one that gives me shivers, I don't think. So I'm going to get rid of that. I think shivers is pointless. That is pointless. I don't need that anymore. It's a little sad to get rid of my disco ass blazer, but I literally do not need it at all. +1 composure. I might wear that instead, actually. Oh, yeah! No. Okay. So, I mean, it does make sense to an extent to consider things that are of the same area, because if they both give the same stats, then we don't need them. Logic, visual calculus, savoir-faire, empathy. Okay, so I probably want to keep all those. Pain threshold, half-light, endurance, another jacket. Suggestion, endurance, drop. That's actually the better way to do it, yeah. If they're all in item order, then you know. Well, in terms of like working out what to sell, I know I don't need something that does the same thing essentially. So I've only got two gloves: electrochemistry and half-light and interfacing. Trousers. Don't have that many trousers either. Just those. We've got electrochemistry. We've got savoir-faire. Wait, no, we don't. We've got electrochemistry and electrochemistry. So I may as well get rid of one of these, right? Cool. Okay, so keeping that. Right, let's look at these. Pain threshold +1. What am I using at the moment? Drama. So I've got pain threshold. There's another thing you got compared to what you've already got on as well. So glasses, encyclopedia. So if any of these did encyclopedia, I would drop it, right? But they don't. Trousers is Kingdom of Conscience. I really need better trousers. Neckties. We've got drama, we've got pain, and we've got Inland Empire. I don't think I need that Inland Empire. I can keep it anyway. Polo shirt and that and that and that of my t-shirts. Rhetoric, physical instrument, conceptualization, drama, and pain threshold and volition. So we're keeping all those. Boots. So look at our booties. We've got, currently on, we've got empathy. We've also got that. Perception, composure. I don't think I need these. Get rid of those. Right, coats. Last punch. We've got, right, what are we wearing? We've got logic at the moment. Composure, logic, suggestion, conceptualization, endurance, esprit de corps, visual calculus, and drama and electrochemistry. So they're all different. So that's my current set. They all offer different stats, whereas all these are repeats. Wait, I can't sell clothes. He doesn't buy my clothes.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, let me have a look. I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. And certainly not expensive armor that's liable to bring mercenaries to my... Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Completely, I was just doing all this. Completely forgot he doesn't actually buy clothing. Apparently he does though. I did check this out, and he can purchase clothing. It's just that he
Another time, perhaps.
he has to be in like a good mood or something like that. I don't know how it works. Right, I don't want that. Right, do you have anything I want to buy?
All the old... You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the
this is pretty good now. Let's go for it.
displayed on the table. Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse. A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
Beautiful. What is this?
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider.
Of course.
There's been a lot of interest in that particular figurine. I had to hide it so it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands.
He doesn't elaborate on these wrong hands. It's unlikely that he ever will.
I've heard about it. I've heard the Headless Phone Rider rides a headless bull.
Yes, there are several competing versions of the story, but I believe this figurine is a more canonical representation.
Look at Kim, they're back at Roy. Sorry, what are we talking about again?
The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head. 50 cents. Bargain priced. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
It's a very weird iteration on the Headless Horseman story.
He lost his cap when he lost his head. Perhaps he's looking for the head.
I'm gonna buy it.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
Big men on...
Franco-Nigerian.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear...
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Which ones?
This set of...
You're probably... I think their poverty has been exaggerated.
No.
Maybe.
Okay, right, we'll save it, and then next video we'll get the thing saved. I don't want to keep going, obviously, with... Yeah, we've got a lot going on here. I wonder if there is any point in this thing. I was thinking I could give it to the kids or something. I don't know. Figurine set, Headless Phone Rider. Anyways, next video we're going to get the tape fixed, hopefully. We can go give that to the Disco boys. We'll probably do that later, admittedly. We go talk to the cryptozoologist's wife and the crypto people. They're probably in the hotel by now. We need to talk to Klesje again. We need to go talk to Everett. We've got loads to do. We'll get started next video. Thank you for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye bye.